Hi everyone, it's Stacy. Thank you for coming on this yoga leap with me. Thanks to anyone who is joining us for the first time. Welcome and welcome back to anyone who's been practicing here for a while now. So you can see I don't have my chair today. It's not really by design. I just don't know where it is for some reason. So that's okay. We're going to do a lot of work on the mat, and so hopefully you'll be able to find variations that work for your body without the chair, but most of the work on the mat. If you do have a chair, by all means, go ahead and grab it and use it along with any other props you might need, bolsters, blankets, straps. And we're going to start with a standing warm up just to get the body a little bit warm, and then we'll head down to the floor for the bulk of the practice. So anything I'm kind of doing standing, you can do seated in your chair today as well. I will find the chair for next week and have it for us then. In the meantime, I'm going to step back onto my mat and we'll get started. Okay, well, here we go. We're going to start standing. So let's find our mountain pose. You might be in the chair, and if so, just seated in your chair comfortably and feet firmly planted on the ground. Maybe we can all lift and spread our toes a little bit. I'm going to straighten out my mat. It's a little crooked. That throws me off for some reason. Really feel the feet rooting down into the floor. Let's bring a bit of softness to the knees if we're standing, but we'll pull our bellies in, find a nice tall spine. We can roll the shoulders down our back. Hands can be on our lap or turning the palms forward if we're standing. And if it's comfortable, closing the eyes. If not, turning the gaze down and just finding a nice still space on the floor to rest your gaze. Let's start to focus on our breath and our bodies. Just turning our attention there, just seeing where we're feeling smoothness and ease in the breath and where maybe we're fighting it, where maybe it's getting stuck a little bit, and just noticing. Noticing any areas that we're holding on to any tension. See if we can let it go. And then maybe start to deepen the breath. We can start to inhale and imagine filling our bellies in all directions in 360 degrees all around us. Inhale. And then exhale, press it all out. We'll feel everything kind of draw back in towards the center. Inhale to fill belly, ribs, and chest. And exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale. Finding a couple more rounds of deep belly breathing here at your own perfect pace, and maybe taking these quiet, still moments, if it's in your practice, to set an intention for the practice. That can just be a simple statement, a little motto or mantra that you can repeat to yourself if at any time you find that you are drifting away in your thoughts and taking your focus away from your time on the mat here. So it can be something as simple as I am grounded, I am present, I've got this, anything that resonates with you today. A couple more breaths, repeating your mantra. And then if the eyes are closed, we can open them up, flutter the eyes open, adjust to the space around you. And I'm just gonna suggest maybe if we're standing to open the feet up a little wider, just so we feel nice and stable. A little bit more space here helps us feel a bit stable. You can rock back and forth with the toes, reposition us in our sort of wide stance mountain pose here. And then we're gonna inhale, lift the arms, inhale. Exhale, do that a couple times. Using the arms to help sort of imagine we can inhale a little more deeply. Good. Let's inhale here. Stay lifted. Reach, reach, reach. You can kind of stretch through the side body. Still grounding down through the feet, the sit bones if you're in a chair. And as we exhale, let's just twist over to one side. Keeping the hips nice and still. Just twist gently through the spine. And then inhale, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. We'll move a little bit with our breath on the twists here. Inhale through center. Exhale, we'll bring the hands down. Good. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up one more time. We'll grab onto our left wrist, right hand, find a side stretch. If you're seated in the chair, make sure your sit bones are rooted down through the chair so that you're not lifting up out of the chair. And if you're standing, equal weight distribution in both feet. And roll the top shoulder open, stay for a breath. On the inhale, inhale up through center, opposite hand grabs wrist, and then we'll exhale over to the side. Same thing, equal weight in both feet, and feeling a nice stretch down side body, roll the top shoulder open. All right, let's inhale through center, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, let's draw the hands behind, clasp the knuckles if you can, and open up through the front side body here. Option to stay lifted, or on the exhale, folding forward, reaching the knuckles up, draping the belly onto the thighs. And then inhale to come all the way back up to standing. Exhale, release. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, inhale to reach. Exhale, fold forward. Arms can come down in front of us this time. They can reach for blocks, the floor. They can be on the knees for support if you're seated. And then we'll fold forward. Hands can reach down or grab for opposite elbows here. Ragdoll it out. Feel the spine lengthen. And then we're going to roll it up. Release the elbows. And slowly roll the spine all the way up to standing. Inhale. Let's go again. Let's exhale, folding forward, bending through the knees, drape the belly. Stay folded. And on the inhale, start to roll up through the spine. A little bit of softness in the knees here, especially if we're standing. Inhale. One more time like this. Exhale to fold forward. And on the inhale, roll all the way back up again. One more big inhale here. Exhale, hands down by our sides. Okay, let's take the stance even wider now. And then we're going to sink into a bit of a squat. So we're going to turn the toes out towards the corners. We're going to tilt the tailbone under. If you're in the chair, same thing, nice tall spine, separate make the stance wider. And then we're going to just take a couple of big breaths. Now, if we're standing, we'll be able to move through our legs with the breath. If you're seated, no problem. We're just going to move through big sunflowers and moonflowers, but the legs will stay connected to the floor. Here we go. Let's inhale. Reach the arms up, straighten through the leg if you're standing. As we exhale, we'll draw the elbows in towards our central core here, and we're going to sink back into our knees. Now, if you're seated, again, we just work on really finding that energy and breath work with the arms. Here we go. Inhale, press through the legs. Exhale, draw the elbows in. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do another one here. Inhale. This time, option to exhale as we were, or hinge at the hips and draw a big circle with the arms, gathering up sunflowers. And then hinging all the way back up on the inhale. So we have our option to exhale, drawing elbows in, or creating big circles. You can even swap them, finding these big movements to warm up all the muscles of the body. A couple more here. Last one. Take a big inhale, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale back into our squat. We're going to bring the hands down to our thighs. If you're seated, they can come down to thighs as well. We'll take a big inhale through center, and then we're going to try to bring our right shoulder across and dip it down into the center, but sort of like aiming down towards this opposite heel. So take a big inhale through center, and then exhale, dip that right shoulder in. Inhale through center, dip that left shoulder in. So moving with breath, inhale through center, exhale, twist through the core, dip the shoulder. Really feeling everything warming up, building heat through all the muscles. Feeling a bit of movement through the spine as well. We're going to be doing a few back bends on the mat later. All right, let's do a couple more. Last one, inhale through center, exhale, dip. Inhale through center, and if you've been standing, let's press into those legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Let's heel toe our feet in through center here a little bit, shake it out. Ooh, it's a lot of work already. So I'm gonna make my way down to the mat and into a tabletop position so we can flow through a little bit more movement through our spines. So any way that feels safe and comfortable for you. If you'd like to flow through a vinyasa, by all means go ahead. You can inhale here. Exhale, find that forward fold. Inhale, come to flat back. Hands can drag up the shins for that. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and you can make your way. Let's come straight down into our tabletop. Finding our tabletop, we're going to stack our wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Really root down through all 5 fingers and toes and press down into the tops of the feet here. Pull the belly in. Good, this is our nice strong tabletop. We're looking for a long spine, so our gaze is straight down at the mat as well. From here, if you're in the chair, nice tall seated posture, we're gonna flow through cat-cow. If you're on the mat, drop the belly, tilt the tailbone up, pull the heart space through and look up. This is a nice big opening through front side body. This is our inhale. Exhale, push that mat away, round through the spine. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now if you're in the chair, reaching the heart space up towards the ceiling, and then rounding down, using the hands maybe on the knees to help press the mat away, press the spine, and splay the shoulder blades. So if you're seated, our cat-cow looks something like this. Round through the spine, exhale. If you're still in our tabletop, keep moving. And at any point, if you want to add any other kind of movements on, maybe you want to start circling through the hips and the spine, creating a few barrel rolls here. Maybe you're just inhaling and then maybe adding a little back and forth movement. Really articulating through the spine to warm it up. So another option, of course, is to exhale and look over your shoulder and think about drawing that hip up towards the knee, creating a bit of a C shape with the spine. So lots of different planes of movement here. Really warming up the spine. Anything that feels good for a couple more rounds here. And then when we come to our next inhale, find that neutral spine, find that tabletop, and then sit the hips back into a child's pose. If you're in the chair, fold forward over your lap. Option to reach the arms forward, lower forehead down, splay the knees to make room for the belly and heart center. Arms can relax or they can stay active, pushing into the mat up on fingertips. Whatever feels best here, find a little bit of rest. And then we're going to lift the forehead. We're going to walk our hands all the way over to one side, keeping the hips even and heavy. So really, I've walked over to the left. I'm really keeping that right hip grounded and then lower down. Maybe even placing right hand on top of the left. Nice big side body stretch. Keep breathing into the side body. And on the next inhale, we'll lift our forehead. We're going to walk through center and then all the way over to the other side, keeping that opposite hip nice and heavy. And maybe placing left hand on top of right and lowering down. Breathe here. On the inhale, we'll lift that forehead. Come on back through center. Let's come back into our tabletop. Draw the knees back in. We'll do a couple more rounds of cat-cow. And then we're going to do a couple more little rotations through the spine here. So come through center on the inhale. Step the knees wide again. Toes might come together. This will help create a bit of balance because we're going to be lifting one of our hands. So we're going to press into the right hand. We're going to inhale, sweep the left arm up and open. So we're finding a twist through the core here, reaching and pressing into the mat. We don't want to dump into any shoulders, so use that strength. Inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll thread that needle. So thread the left hand under the right as we lower down. Don't stay here though. We're going to press and inhale, open up. Let's thread that needle. Inhale to open. Thread the needle. This time we will stay. So options to lower the forehead down or the side of the face, wherever you feel most comfortable. So it might look like this. It might look like this. Feel a stretch down the back of the shoulder. And then when we're ready, we're going to press into our right hand here. Help us come up and open up one more time. Inhale. And then lower down. Okay, we'll switch sides here. So reset. Make sure the tops of feet are pressing into the mat. Left hand grounds. And then our right hand sweeps up and open. Inhale here. Take a big breath. Feel the twist in the spine. And then exhale. Let's thread that needle. Right hand comes under left, but we're not going to stay. We're going to inhale to press and open. Exhale. Inhale to open. Exhale. We're going to do one more here. Inhale to open. This time we'll lower down, and again, side of face or forehead comes down to the mat. Whatever feels best for you on your neck. You can use this left hand to help open the twist a little more, deepen the twist a little more. We're going to stay for a couple rounds of breath here. All right, we're going to press into our support hand here. Take a big inhale as the right arm sweeps up and open. And then lowers down. Okay, good. Let's find a child's pose here. Option this time if you like to close the legs, bringing the hands down by our sides, lowering forehead down, and just letting the shoulder blades splay open. Or any form of child's pose. And from here, let's bring the hands forward. Just walk them back towards our body, just so we come up to sitting on our knees. Now I'm just going to turn around. You might want to stay facing the long edge of your mat here. And I'm going to be staying on my shins here. Hopefully this feels okay for you. If it doesn't and you have a block, a couple of options. You can sit up on the block, just place it underneath the sit bones there. Or if that's not working at all, even with a prop, go ahead and just find a comfortable seat. Settling into our posture here. Let's see if we can reach our left hand behind and inhale, sweep the right arm up. So we're lifting, as if we're lifting our heart space up as we sweep the right arm up, finding a gentle back bend, a little bit of support to help lengthen through the back arm here. and then come through center. Let's switch sides. So we'll plant that right hand down, just out on an angle a little bit. Use it to help sweep the left arm up and over, opening up through the front side body. And then we'll come back down. Option this time to come up on the knees. Now, if you want to double up your mat and put a little bit of padding underneath the knees, go ahead and do that. So we're going to place that left hand down behind us, and we're going to help with a little bit of momentum with our right arm to lift the hips up a little bit off the mat. Open up through the front side body. Find a gentle back bend and a little bit of stretch down the front side body here. And then we'll lower. Again, a little help from our left hand. And then we'll plant the right hand down. This time a little bit of help with the left hand for momentum as we lift the hips, open up. Keep breathing here, don't stop breathing. And then a little bit of help with the right hand to guide us back down. Okay, let's do that one more time. Option to stay low or come up on the knees. Here we go, inhale. And exhale, let's go to the other side. Right hand plants. Left arm helps us lift those hips, and we'll do one more on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one here. Momentum helps us get the hips up, and then a bit of control to lower down. Awesome. Okay. Now let's see if we can just roll onto one hip. So we're just going to roll onto our right hip here, for example. And we're going to come into our mermaid pose. So knees stacked if we can. We're sort of seated on this right hip here. Left hand holding onto the ankles to help keep them nice and tucked. And then we'll inhale the right arm up and maybe over, finding that side stretch without the lift, without the momentum, but still sort of engaging through the core here, finding length down the side body. Gaze is either forward or down at the ankles, wherever it feels comfortable. All right, let's lower that hand down, and let's see if we can swap sides. So we'll just uncross our legs, bringing the knees over to the other side, stacking the knees here. This time, right hand will help our ankles stay connected. And we're going to inhale the left arm up and then exhale over. Nice side bend. Still trying to find length in the core and the side body. Keep thinking about spinning the ribs forward. And then we'll bring the hand down. Let's go back to the first side. So we'll just see if we can swing the knees back around. Take your time to get there. And we're going to come into that side bend again. So let's plant that right hand down. Inhale, reach left arm up. Oh, sorry. I've got that wrong. Use the left hand to hold onto the ankles. I was thinking, I'm not going to feel the right stretch here if I do that. Left hand holds onto ankles. Right arm sweeps up and over. I was getting ahead of myself for what's coming next. My apologies. This time we're going to exhale and lower the hand down. We'll open up the knees here, creating a little bit of like a 90-90 with our knees. So the knees are not stacked anymore. And then we'll use that momentum and that left hand to see if we can lift the hips up and open. So finding just a slight variation to the back bends we were just doing while we were on our knees. This one just might help us get a little deeper, might help us feel a bit more stretch. And then let's come on down. Good. Let's switch on over to the other side. You might be able to just roll over to your other hip. I'm going to reposition so that I'm facing the camera. I'm going to stack the knees. My right hand will hold on to ankles here. Left arm reaches up and over, finding that side bend. Open up through the ribs, gazes either forwards or down at ankles. And then we'll inhale, exhale, plant the left hand, open the knees up. So step that top knee back, create our little 90-90 here. And then with that momentum of the right hand, let's lift the hips up and over. Feel a nice stretch all down the front side body here, right side body. Press into the mat, open up, stay for another breath. And then exhale to lower. All right, let's see if we can come into a little ball here. So option for our little ball, we are open. We want to plant the feet. Maybe we want to bring the hands around the knees. See if we can curl into a little ball. If you want to rock and roll back and forth on the mat, by all means. Otherwise, staying here. If you're rocking and rolling, come on back up to the ball. And then we can all unwind our ball a little bit here. We'll do a little bit of stretching for the legs and thighs, coming into butterfly. So I'm just going to turn around again to face the front of the mat. Soles of the feet come together. Hands can come to ankles or the soles of the feet. Give it a little massage. Or you might want to have your peace fingers between your toes here. So any variation. We're going to hold on to where we can reach. Inhale for the nice tall spine. Exhale, hinge forward. Elbows maybe help the knees splay open. Find a little stretch and opening here. For the last couple of breaths here in this posture, option to melt forward. Hands can release, or you can stay with your nice tall spine. Your choice here. And then let's walk ourselves back up, and we'll draw the knees in together. Let's extend both legs out in front of us. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to bring the right leg back in, cross it over left, and we'll come into another twist. So left leg straight out in front, toes are brought back towards the face. We're going to cross the right knee over. Let's take a big inhale here, and we're going to exhale, twist. So maybe we're going to plant our hand behind us or use our chair to help guide our twist around. We still don't want to yank it though. We still want to feel the core help us get into the twist. And then our left hand can come around the knee. Maybe you can get your elbow across. Any option that feels good here in the twist. We're going to try and find a nice tall spine, twist through core and chest, and then looking over the back shoulder. Nice and tall. Inhale for length, and then exhale, find some depth in the twist. Again, without yanking. We want to see if we can let the exhale and inhale lengthen us and twist us. One more big breath like that. Let's inhale through center and just lean over just for a little counter stretch like this. Awesome. And then we'll go to the other side. We'll uncross the leg here. Give them a little shake. Draw that left leg in, crossing left foot over. Try and get that left foot planted. Right toes flipped back towards your face. We'll take a big inhale here. Left hand can come behind for support. And on the exhale, right elbow or arm helps guide us into the twist, looking over left shoulder. Remember, the inhale helps us grow tall. Exhale helps us find more depth. Last breath here. Inhale, let's come around through center. We'll uncross that leg. Both legs straight out in front. Give them a little shake. Find those sit bones. So maybe walk the sit bones back a little bit. If you find that you're rolling and the pelvis is rolling back, you may want to sit up on a block or roll a blanket just to help create that nice tall spine. You can bend the knees if we'd like. This is going to help us hinge at the hips here. We'll take a big inhale as we root through the sit bones. Exhale to hinge forward. Nice tall spine. Let the hands fall where they fall. See if you can start to work on straightening the legs. You don't have to. Let's just see where we can take it. Take another inhale here at your edge. And when you're ready, melt down. And then when we're ready, we'll lift the forehead, walk our hands all the way back. I'm just going to turn to the side here. And from here, let's come into a bit of an opening again, and we're going to make our way down to the mat. So bringing our hands behind us, fingers can face forward, like facing your toes, or out to the side a little bit. An option to keep the legs straight for a reverse plank, or bend the legs for a reverse tabletop. When we're ready, we'll take a big inhale, squeeze the bum, lift and open in reverse tabletop or plank if the legs are straight. Push into the mat. Don't let us drop into our shoulders here. We want to stay nice and strong. Press into the feet, squeeze the bum, press into the hands. One more big breath here. And exhale to lower. All right. Option here is to curl into a little ball, fold into butterfly, or have the legs straight out in front for a forward straight leg fold. Just for a breath. And then we'll come on up. Now we're going to make our way down to the mat, but not onto our backs. We want to come onto our stomachs. So however you want to get there, go ahead and get there. I'm just going to swing my legs around, lower myself down to my stomach here, make a little pillow with my hands, rest the forehead for a breath, settle in to this new orientation on your mat. We've been standing, we've been seated, but we haven't been on our bellies yet. We haven't had this orientation. So just take a minute. Feel the belly pressing into the mat. Feel the hip bones pressing into the mat as well. Maybe even give the hips a little shake. You're in your private yoga practice spaces. It's okay. And then come through center. And we're going to do a couple of options here. So option one, we can bring our right arm in front of us, make it parallel to the short edge of the mat here. That's going to help us lift our chest. And then we can reach back, same hand grabbing onto our same foot. So for example, right arm in front, left arm reaching back, and we might already be feeling a nice stretch in the quads, and we're creating a nice tall spine. We can also kick into this foot if we like, and do a bit more of an active back bend, feeling the muscles start to help lift us off the mat. So that's option one. Option, and when we'll do both sides, option two, you might feel ready to reach back for both ankles at the same time, kicking in and kicking the feet up to the ceiling. And if you want to do this double bow here, you don't even have to bind. You can just reach back. You may not reach to connect, and work on kicking and lifting. So that's a couple of options. We're going to do 2 rounds. Let's head back down to our pillow. Take a breath. So let's lift our forehead and choose your option. So either we've got our hand in front guiding us and we're grabbing for one foot, or we're reaching and either connecting or not connecting, reaching for both feet. And then when we're ready, we're going to press the feet up towards the ceiling as if we're trying to stand on the ceiling. We're going to feel a nice stretch through the front side body, squeeze the bum, and try to imagine drawing the knees together here. Take 2 rounds of breath. And then lower down. Let the feet release with a bit of ease. Don't let them slingshot back. Find your pillow, lower your forehead, take a breath. We have another round here. So switching sides if you chose the one arm, 1 foot option. And if you're taking the double option, reaching back for both feet here. Really drawing the knees together. Take a big inhale. We're going to lift everything using backside body muscles. Draw the knees together. Squeeze the bums. Try to step the feet on the ceiling. Stay for 2. And 1. On the next exhale, again with a bit of control, let the feet go. Find your little pillow. Relax. When we're ready, let's lift the forehead. We'll bring our hands underneath us. Curl the toes under if you like. Press ourselves up through tabletop and then all the way back to a child's pose. Option for hands in front or hands down by our sides. Yogi's choice. And then we'll lift our forehead. Let's walk our hands all the way back up. We'll roll onto one knee, swing the legs around, and then we're going to make our way down to our backs or finding our way into our comfortable seat on our chair. Again, I'm going to use one leg here as a bit of a lever to help guide me down. When I get there, drawing both feet in, rocking side to side, or if you're in the chair, drawing one knee up towards the chest and then the other. And then with the knees drawn in towards the chest, bringing the hands into cactus or along the floor, dropping them over to one side and looking away from the knees if that feels okay. Just going to end with a gentle spinal twist here. Breathe into the twist, into the side body, wring it all out. And then we'll bring the legs back through center, draw them into the chest one more time, and then let them fall over to the other side and look away from the knees, if that feels okay on your neck. A couple rounds of breath here. Breathe into the gentle twist, the side body. And then we'll come back through center. Maybe give those knees one more little hug, draw the forehead up towards the knees, and then find your final resting posture. We did do lots of back bends. It might feel nice to keep the knees bent, step them wide and step the feet wide and let the knees knock in. That might take a little pressure off the low back. If you're feeling good though, legs can come straight out along the mat, reaching for the corners, hands down by our side, turning the palms up, rolling the shoulders down and back, coming into our more traditional resting shape here for our end of class. So finding your posture, settling in with a few breaths, and start to scan your bodies and just notice if there are still any areas of tension, and that's okay. Just maybe send a bit of loving kindness that way. See if you can let it go. Shavasana is the time for our physical and energetic bodies to absorb all that good work we just did and turn it into something magical. It's a time for integration and rest. And know that rest is different from sleep and that we need both every day. And we should never pass up an opportunity to just rest and do nothing. Staying as you are. A few more minutes of restfulness. And then knowing that we always have the option to press pause or stop the video if our bodies want or need to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer. Or if we feel ready to get on with our day or evening, start to wiggle through fingers and toes and circle our wrists and ankles. And maybe you want to curl into a ball or stretch long along the mat one last time just before rolling over to one side and making your way to a comfortable seated position. From here, we'll take a big breath together. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Let's exhale, draw the hands through heart center. We can rest them in prayer, rest them over our heart, or bring them back down to our lap or thighs, whatever feels best for you. I want to thank you so much for allowing me into your personal private yoga practice spaces and for allowing me to guide you through this flowy, hopefully gentle back bending sequence. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and until we have a chance to do this again next week, take care. Thank you, everyone. I hope that that was, as always, just what your bodies needed, and I hope that you have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.